What up, random rockers and SCHMOEDOWN fans? It's time for some SCHMOEDOWN rocks, and oh, actually that fixed my problem there. Holy crap. Anyway, the lighting from last video. Alright, so number 22 this is. I'm kind of losing count. I'll hopefully fit. Yeah, I'm gonna say 22. Alright, fine. I didn't get a chance to see this proper, but yeah, dudes, SCHMOEDOWN Throwdown, the live stream event thing that eventually, throughout this past week, split both the undercard and main event, split into two different time frames. Yeah. No one's really all that surprised with the throwdown here. I kind of had a gut feeling when it came to their main event, actually, despite my involvement in corruption, which, though here nor there when it came to Mike, I don't hate him as a person and everything else, minus the corruption stuff, or at least his involvement, or at least how sometimes he gets written into being heel stuff, as opposed to just, being a different kind of heel, the kind that does know how to ride a fine line, as opposed to completely crossing it, or at least knows when is best. Sometimes there are times where it doesn't always work out to that advantage. Sometimes I don't know what's up with my hand lately, my arm or something today. It's been very weird. Man, something's weird. Sorry about that, guys. Oh, I think I popped it better. Alright, sorry. 420 right now. Alright. Sorry for distraction again. So, the SCHMOEDOWN Throwdown, I really liked. Really liked. I mean, I'm not surprised. I wasn't expecting too much out of Scream Queens, given that their wins weren't exactly big tier competition, especially given that one of your teams was already beaten by the Wildberries barely, or like barely beat the Wildberries. Not done barely. I barely remember which one happened with that one, honestly. Sadly, but anyway, I will say, oh man, though, Mike, you won me over back again. Just when I thought I was almost out with the way that promo was cut during pre-Chance's match at that live event. I don't know if it's just because you can't organize that kind of stuff better when you're not around the LA area or closer to home, I guess. Because the whole "it stinks" thing, despite what Christian Harloff said, I didn't care for it. I had already mentioned it before with that. But the way things went when it comes to this Intergeekdom Championship match, that match is, I'll get to that in a minute, honestly. It's Odd Couple versus Scream Queens was whatever. I was fine with it. Odd Couple, I was hoping they would win, and hopefully we were going to get the match that I was hoping would have been the finals for Anarchy instead, personally. Or at least with the way that the trajectory was going to go on that side, I was actually at that point hoping for either Odd Couple or the Take the Cannoli. It's a shame that's definitely going to be a shame that's not a team thing, though it does make me wonder if the way they're handling the team guy thing, what exactly with that promo. Also, they mentioned something with the possibility of Roxy dealing with Roxy's, and a couple blaming Grace for possibly doing it, even though I kind of believe that it's a possibility. But yeah, I could see how they could find a way to shed that off. But yeah, the caller ID would probably suggest otherwise. But anyway, just comment on the caller ID thing was kind of threw poor Ken off his game. Oh, he tried. Poor Mike couldn't keep it together after that, though. You could tell he was starting to lose his break kayfabe there. Oh, hell. Oh, I'm getting dizzy now. What the heck? Hold on a second. I'm going to drink something here. Alright. We're on random as usual, as I will always say. But anyway. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, by the way, this is courtesy of my job. Blood blister. Nothing to worry about. So, we'll go away eventually. So. I don't know what's up with my arm. I'm still trying to figure that out myself. I don't know if something pinched a nerve or what's your deal, arm? Ugh. But anyway, I really did enjoy the, okay, the lighting's starting to get stupid again. Ah, jeez. Alright, look. I enjoyed that match. Overall, a couple, I guess we all figured would win. By TKO, unfortunately. And he comes... Instead of coming out with a wig, he chooses to come out with a bunch of hats, and I guess a mask that may as well have also had a wig, so he may as well come out with a wig anyway. But it's still funny, just him going into that kind of persona thing, while Andrejko's pretty much the straight shooter of the team. So, and the fact they're still able to to work themselves out, even with Roxy not having been there, was good. It was good to see. Don't know if it's going to be a thing for Roxy not to be there, which would suck, because I really was hoping for her to kind of be up there with Manager of the Year, but now that's kind of going to, thanks to the likes of Grace, and more than likely with Kaiser, who's been managing Smets. Yeah, he's already up there with Manager of the Year, as far as I'm concerned. And if Grace Hancock is actually wanting to get a Manager of the Year, even nominated, you should be more careful and wary of him, because there's no doubt at some point he's going to be gunning for that. He's going to be gunning for that title. And I had a feeling somehow, some way Rachel was going to win this. I was almost kind of steered away from that with last week's, not yesterday's, but this following week's rundown, when it came to that. But it was pretty clear she was on her game. She was on her game for the most part, especially in those first two rounds. Mike did what he could, did fairly decent. Wasn't a perfect game like Rachel did in the first round. And second round was a little rough, especially given that first one was a 2-point steal. So I almost understood why the final question he had to go multiple choice. That third round, that betting round, I understood Rachel getting a little cocky. She wanted to go for the kill. She wanted to go for the kill on that one, and I kind of understand that meaning for that. But I think if she played strategically smart, she should have went for a 1 or a 2 point, and so she wouldn't have lost the deficit. But the way things went with that, she lost the 3 points she had ahead and went for 20. And Mike was just on that buzzer for the most part and near perfect on that one. He got the 2 points mainly, and even though he could have bet 3 because it was DCEU, which he did have, but I think because of what had happened in the past with that 2-point steal and all that, she was kind of worried about the question coming up on that one. But he bet 2 to show he still had some level of confidence, and it panned out, I guess, for him, especially within that fourth round, given this is with the buzzer round, which I'm sort of surprised with Rachel not doing as well on that one. But the fifth round, by that point, once it tied up, I kind of knew for some reason, I had this feeling even in the fifth round, that they were going to find a way to answer all their questions. And they did. They did. Leading us to sudden death. And that sudden death question happened to be Last Jedi. I know how people are about that. And it just so happened that his notes betrayed him, or at least the way he had written it down. And a spelling error really screwed him up. Uh-oh. It almost fell. And, yeah, that didn't pan out for him. Oh, well. Which is a bummer. But, oh well, he's not going to lose on this. I mean, it sucks because corruption just grew with having Stacy and Grace Hancock 2 fire redheads, 2 female voices for corruption, since we didn't have that for that faction. But and he handled it classy with a capital K, as Mark Ellis so elegantly put it. And as long as he's more like this, and he's not done, now he's even more fired up and wants to go back into singles. He wants to go back. He's going, and him and Chance Ellison going into teams, are hoping to work their way up eventually. I mean, they're at least number 5, top 5, so they should be able to at some point, once the dust settles with whatever happens with Critically Acclaimed and Shire Wolves match, and whatever happens in Chicago between Who's the Boss and Odd Couple. Plus, we're going to have plus from the recent promo we had, we're going to have a team, Civil War within the Action Army, my fellow Action Army members. It's starting to heat up a little bit, even though it's not as interesting as I would have liked. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Robert Meyer Burnett thing, but I have a feeling whatever he's whispered to Emma is going to have something to do... Sorry, I have to block the shot here. It's going to have something to do with whatever's going to happen with... thinking. With having Robert Meyer Burnett and Guy team up to go up against Bateman and Dagnino, when the winner of that is going to eventually is going to determine how the singles match between the two of them is going to eventually be, whatever that may be. So, yeah, overall, I enjoyed this matchup. Sorry, I'm going to move this so I don't have to deal with that beam. Let me see if I can move this down just a tad bit. Alright. But anyway, that's what I think about that. And overall, yes, as far as this year is concerned, yes, it is match of the year. So far in my book, for sure. Rachel does it again. I did love her promo thing with... now she's double belted. Has now the first to be double belted with the Inner Geekdom title, as well as having been tag team champs with Shire Wolves for Rachel Cushing, as she won her thing. It was just Ninka, whatever. I really did enjoy this. 31-30, that probably the highest in terms of matches. I can't, even though it's 2 different beasts of matches between Rachel's match with Knopic and her match she just had with Kalinowski. 2 different types of matches, and intense in different ways, though I could feel that there was a certain type of intensity when it came to the match she had with Mara that somehow trumps this. Not to mention, this is kind of the match that essentially that I personally think is what made Mara want to swear off SCHMOEDOWN, but she knew as long as she was still winning, she wasn't going to be able to do that. And the moment she had lost that title to Kalinowski, she was done. She was done, and she swore off SCHMOEDOWN. I'm hoping, though, if we do get like an all-women's thing, I'm hoping Mara at least comes back to it. Not so much as a competitor, but at least maybe as a judge. I don't know if maybe being a judge on the desk, or commentator/commentator on the desk, really... Maybe it just needed oxygen. I don't know what's up with my arm. It's being silly. But overall, I enjoyed this matchup. Also, can't wait for Jay Washington and Kevin Schmetz. I'm feeling a little dizzy for some reason. Sorry. Whew. But maybe I would love for her to be on do some jet, because she was fine on the desk when she was with I think Copster, when it was Perry and Cody going up against each other for the Jurassic Park themed one that we're doing. I'm leaving that in. But anyway, guys, that's what I mean. And Schmetz thing, I'm looking forward to what they're doing with Jay. He pretty much said the same thing. Also, that whole thing with finding out what his actual, thanks to the Rundown Boys, what his actual audition was. He was dressed up as Macho Man, or basically, as they went to SCHMOEDOWN Man. SCHMOEDOWN Man. SCHMO Man or whatever. Oh, which if he does that, I want him to do. I want him to be involved in Wild Bears. I want him to be involved in Wild Bears so bad, so bad. But I'm glad he's more of a Goldberg, Brock Lesnar type of thing, in terms of what he's going for, semi-Undertaker-ish, in that Phenom kind of way. And I'm hoping I kind of want him to give Washington a run for his money, at least. Excuse me. And the only SCHMOEDOWN player that's ever subscribed to me. Officially a random rocker amongst the rest of us. It's the rest of you random rockers out there. So, another shout out. I will always do so. He made a #1 fan out of me. And hopefully him and Kaiser hopefully delivers pretty well. And yeah, which his stuff has made him and Kaiser have made up for Mara, the lack of Mara, all that lack of Fife managing skills, and which I have something special to talk about. Also, for those best wishes and likes and thumbs up on everything involving that, I guess, and those who actually was able to show up. Thank you for that surprise birthday this past week for me. I may actually even put that up as my new picture, so it shows off the beard. But anyway, with the beard and the hat, so yeah, fun. Anyway. I really did enjoy this. I can't wait to see what happens with that. That's my thoughts on what's happened so far this week. Stacy's. I'm hoping to see what Stacy does on her end of things for corruption. I want to see how it grows. I can't wait to see a possible the Kanalowski versus Cushing 3. And as far as Intergeekdom's concerned, 3, even though technically 4th if you include that triple threat that included JTE. But yeah, I really enjoy. Hopefully JTE tries to come back and do something with his for the league and makes a good comeback and doesn't wind up going back in a slump like he had that one year. That was rough, but I'm glad you made it through, and you were already had been solid. And it was good to see that he still got it in him between him and Snyder with their little exhibition match against the Schmoes for the exhibition was good. So hopefully his comeback after that would end up being pretty good. Will be pretty good with whatever he does. It seems like, I guess we're gonna still get. I guess Harris Brothers may no longer be a thing again, and we may wind up getting back Evil Geniuses. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens with that. There's hints of that. I don't know. With him and Lon Harris teaming up again, I'm still debatable on that. I don't know what's going on with that, but I still wouldn't mind Harris Brothers still being around. It's here nor there. I don't know, but we'll see what happens with that. But anyways, SCHMOEDOWN THROWDOWN was great. What did you guys think of the matches, especially if you all thought it was match of the year? Leave a comment below, let me know. I might leave some links in the description on the matches themselves. And that's it, guys. Leave a comment below, let me know. As always, guys, keep it random, keep it real, keep it rocking. I'll see you all in the next video, which hopefully will be me catching up on albums. And who knows, I might actually share some birthday stuff with you guys. Let me do a video on that, who knows? Yeah, that's it, guys. Keep it, as always, guys, if you like this, rock that like button or thrust it if you must. As always, guys, keep it random, keep it real, keep it rocking. If you smell Lefty movie trivia! Schmo!